All right, party people. What'd it do?
Let's make some noise. Is that what you're going to say next?
But it was what I was going to say. Thank you for stepping on my toes, Mr. Psych, as you do.
Yes.
Welcome to episode 180, Talking Bears, the highly unofficial wrap-up show of Two Bears, One Cave.
Highly unofficial.
Highly unofficial.
This is not sanctioned by anybody associated with them.
No one at
But we're doing
YMH
it
has
anyway.
been made aware of this. Let's just...
Let's keep it that way. We received a cease and desist letter, a preemptive one. Please don't talk about our other podcasts. But we're not. Oh no, this is preemptively. Don't talk about something's burning. Don't talk about this.
You're not mommies. Your jeans are not high and tight. Stop it.
Stop it. All right, episode 180. What are we going to cover today? That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. The boys together again. We thought maybe they were filming a double episode.
I think they did.
Of course they were. Mm-hmm. It's amazing that they have so much to talk about. It sounded like a whole new day, a whole new week. We're going to talk about, would you pleasure yourself? Would you or wouldn't you?
Wait, no. Of course I'd pleasure myself.
Orally.
No. Or yeah,
if you could, would you?
Like if you could, they were talking about would you have sex with your own body?
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, pleasure yourself. I'm like, nightly.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Yeah, a few times a day. Jesus, come on, let's go.
Let's not be a prude.
Yeah.
Maddy. Yeah. Could you take care of yourself? Would you if you could with your mouth? Lots of people, I think, would. I'm really curious to hear your take
mouth.
on that.
Okay, I do have a take on that.
With your mouth. We're going to go over soccer, Tom sounding like an absolute stud in Spanish. I won't say my feelings. I'll wait till we get there.
Okay.
And man show. There's really a lot to go over. And we
Yes.
kind of did a little cute deep dive of the Bears overtime, Joe Rogan days, all
Yes.
that. Anyways, we'll get there. There's so much to cover.
So the beginning, I don't know if you have this, but the beginning is when they started talking about they were talking about having sex with themselves.
Yes.
or giving themselves a blowjob or whatever.
I love that they said soccer's like jerking off because it looks easy.
It
And
looks
they're
easy.
like, well, it is pretty easy to jerk off. But maybe soccer's like sucking a dick.
Which is actually a pretty good analogy.
Yeah,
You know,
I think so too.
You think you'd be good at it, but in reality, maybe it's pretty hard once you get on the field.
For sure. You see it on TV and you're like, yeah, I think we're all made to do that.
Okay, what's your experience? I mean, obviously, you have the most experience in this room of doing that by far.
You
Like a zillion to none. So what's the
not even a half?
not even a half. So what's the balance there of how hard it looks to how hard it is?
This is deceptive. I don't feel it's hard. I think it comes naturally, but there are some skills involved, things that you pick up over time and practice that make you better.
Yeah. Are you kind of like football is life, but with blowjobs?
Run into the bedroom, Danny Rojas.
Cup the bolas. Ted Lasso joke for anybody for the 5 people that don't watch that show. Everybody watches Ted Lasso. Okay, so you don't think it looks hard and you don't think it is hard because practice.
Practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall of sucking dicks, wherever that is? I don't know. The equivalent.
Practice. Flip it around on you. Would you, like they were saying, like, oh, if you could like remove your head and then you just had the body, like, would you do things to your body?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what percentage of people wouldn't. Like how, so if I put your dick on the wall, you wouldn't do anything to your own dick.
Absolutely not.
And how did you feel about how hyped Bert was? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was wondering psychologically and it has nothing to do with like the sucking the dick part, oddly enough. It's more that it's just mine. Does that make sense?
If I give you another dick, will you suck it?
Okay, so if there was a wall with 2 dicks on it, one was mine and one was somebody else's, and then it was a gun to the head, look, you have to do this.
Yeah.
It would be somebody else's.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, can I feel it?
I mean,
on the wall if it's separated? I guess that's a
I'm
question that needs to be answered.
curious what Bert had in his mind because he was so into it. Was he?
I think he was thinking he could feel it.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know,
what
like, so he's giving himself pleasure.
That was my takeaway.
That's a little different. I don't know. I don't know if it's and I was kind of thinking about psychologically. Is it a low self-esteem thing? Like I find myself disgusting. They're like, oh, I would eat out my own ass. I'm like, there's zero chance I would do that to myself.
I know what comes out of there.
I know what comes out of there. I'm in the bathroom with me in the morning. No way. No how.
I'm dead. I feel so differently.
Yeah.
Both your body and mine.
Yeah, no, I just like, I want nothing to do with my body.
So interesting. It's possible that Bert thought, because I think Bert likes to do something well. He likes how athletic he is. He likes to have his moment to shine in a way.
Yeah.
I assumed he thought he could feel it, but I wonder if he just meant he could do a freaking awesome job. Like he could impress people with what he knew how to do.
Press himself?
Yeah.
Is it a pay-per-view event?
Is there an audience? I have so many questions.
Live studio audience?
Is this what's coming before the Machine movie? Should we tell him we have an idea of what he could live stream?
What he can live stream? Live stream yourself somehow blowing yourself. That's great. You know what? We turned our phones on whatever you call it, airplane. So like texted it because it's kind of time of day that we get a lot of text. But my iPad is still getting text, and it's the hiking conversation. Everybody's one of them's like, "That's the only way I can get away with murdering my girlfriend if we're on the hike." And I'm like, "You better delete that." I was like, "That's evidence, son." Putting that down. It's obviously a joke, but I'm like reading it here. I'm like, "Ooh, delete that." Your Honor, it was just a joke amongst friends. She was on the chain with me.
It was in a group chat.
It was a group chat. She was on the group chat. But anyway, all right. Yeah. So So what was the thing? You would.
My
do you
body on the wall.
You would absolutely do you
for sure.
And I'm like, no.
Interesting. I want to know. I want to go so much more deep.
No, I don't know. It's
that's what she said.
Oh man, there was a great Shane Gillis bit that I just recently stumbled upon on YouTube or whatever when he's talking about giving sex tips. He goes, I think he said, he got it from one of his black friends, and he's like, no, you don't want to ever go too deep. You don't want to give it all at once. And he's like, you're worried about depth? I don't think I've ever gone halfway in and been like, no, you're not getting the rest of this. I know sometimes I always do bits and I'm horrible at it, but it was funny. You gotta watch it.
That's great. I love it. Shane Gillis, don't sue us.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a fairly confident guy everywhere I go. I'm confident in my job. I'm confident in my things. But when it comes to that stuff, I think you got me too fat and too disgusting in my mind in order to look at me and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna
I'll do that all the ways.
Yeah, I want to do that all the ways. Put it in my mouth.
Well, I think we've had a good podcast. That's all we needed to say.
I hope the beep didn't hurt you, hurt your ears too much on that one. Okay, so what do you got next? So they went from having sex with themselves to...
It's really hard to move on from that one. Mm-hmm. I guess the other thought I had was this was a really visual episode. I always listen, but this is one of the few episodes where I was like, I have to go back and watch. I want to see 186-pound Bert with a really big head. I need to see
he looks so
shaving him.
I get this because I'm in the same boat. I get the healthiness of, being thin and stuff like that. There's no denying that. That's just a scientific fact. Mm-hmm. he looks so much better now. And I don't know, it's just because that's like how we're used to seeing him.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just think like with like the broadness that he has and like a full face, I know you think he looks better now, but even I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, that's the way he's supposed to look. But then I also understand that it's not the healthiest.
Yeah.
You know, like having a gut is not, that's what my doctor always tells me. I burp a lot on this podcast. But do you agree with me? Like when somebody gets like super skinny, like it's off-putting to the eye, in my opinion.
We always say how much better people look with a little fat on their face, especially just a little bit filled out.
They look younger, especially girls.
Yeah.
I mean, girls, the girls that try to stay thin as they get older, that's fine. Again, it's fine for health if they're doing it for health reasons. But if they're like self-conscious about like, oh, I want to look younger, and then they go do all this like, you know, surgeries and all that kind of stuff to make themselves look younger, skin tightening, all that kind of stuff. You want to be like, you know what? Just start with like a couple like cheeseburgers and protein and build some muscle and fill out. When you fill out, that skin naturally stretches and you look younger. And it's the same thing for guys, you know?
100%.
Muscle.
I know. You're right to say I'm biased. I totally am biased. I think Bert looks picture perfect right now. Like ideal man form. But I think 90%, 95% of people who saw this episode or saw that clip would say, yeah, he looks way better now. He looked oddly thin. His head did look pretty large. And he's just got, I don't know, he's more relaxed. He's more confident.
Yeah.
He's come into himself.
Better style. But, you know, back then when he's filming that episode, you know, we all dress like that. Bros, dudes, you know, like button all down. Of us, you know, with the button-down shirt, you know, and like I'm going somewhere nice. Just give me a button-down shirt. You know, it doesn't matter if it's too baggy or whatever. Just like, you know, throw it on. So, but his style now, man, he's like, his shoe game's on point, you know, like hats. I mean, he's a stylish dude.
Both bears look awesome right now.
Oh, I got something to say about the style thing. But,
so I don't want to go too far ahead, but I love that Bert enjoys the get dressed with me videos. And I started following
hold on. You said that you didn't want to go too far. That's at the end of the episode, and you're literally jumping to that episode.
Midway through.
I don't want to
paint with such a broad brush, but let me just say that all.
I don't want to paint with a broad brush, but I'm going to paint with a broad brush. Like,
go back.
We'll
You
go
got
back. We'll get up
to
to that. Well, no, I want to. So right around that time, after all the sex talk and all that kind of stuff, Bert said something. What I find is funny. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I get so much into like the what's going on mentally in people's heads, and he said the sentence, I think I went to Mexico City with Rachel Ray. Didn't he? Right?
Yeah.
Like when he started talking about Rachel Ray and doing that stuff. But he goes, I think I went to Mexico City with Rachel Ray once or something like that. And I just thought, like, how much stuff do you have to do in your life, or how exciting does your life have to be, where like going to one of the most populated cities in the world, doing with uber famous chef, daytime talk show host becomes a memory of, I think I did that. Does that make sense?
Yes. That's such a
And I'm not saying it's
point.
a bad thing. I'm just saying, man, he's lives a super cool life. I mean, all the stuff and people you get to meet and all the stuff you get to do, if that memory is like, I think I did that, then it's like, man, you've done some cool stuff. I don't know. I just found that funny.
100%. Very astute, Mr. Psych.
Because I could go to anywhere with Rachel Ray and it'd be like, this is the greatest thing ever. Wait, are you cooking afterwards?
No doubt.
You know, like then it would even be even better.
Are we going to televise this? It's cool if we don't. We could just be friends.
Imagine? I think Rachel Ray is awesome. I like. She's not like I'm attracted to girls like you, but I'm also like, I can look at Rachel Ray and be like, I find that extremely sexy. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the food and it's like something in my head where, you know, just, you know, you're like, you know, like it's a game day and she's whipping up stuff all done up like she is on her TV show. I don't know. I think she's pretty hot.
Oh, right. I thought for sure you were going to say she's a little too thick for you.
She is in a sense, but I don't know. Maybe I like the thicker girls sometimes when they cook food and shove
Mr.
food in my face.
Psych,
I mean, I don't know.
Throwing the curveballs, and I'm here for it. Damn.
So yeah, I just thought that was interesting how somebody can have, you know, that much stuff going on where they forget that they went to Mexico City with Rachel Ray. I just found it interesting. Again, I don't think it's anything bad that he forgot. I just think that it's like, holy crap, you've done so much and met so many people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if he can't remember going to Mexico City with Rachel Ray, like you could probably see him for a third or fourth time and he'd reintroduce himself.
That's a good point too. I'm sure I've not made an impression at all. He's so inundated with awesome experiences and cool people. No, that's so funny. That'd be if someone mentioned like skydiving or something and you're like, oh, I think I once jumped out of a plane with
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. I think. Do we have video on that? Can we pull up the video?
Can we pull the video? I think it was Bill Gates. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're right. You know, actually, I'm sorry. I made fun of you before. I thought the fashion thing was more towards the end of the episode.
No,
I guess it's coming right up.
It was like smack dab in the middle.
Oh, okay,
the only thing before that was I really enjoyed Bert saying that Tom sounds, or no, actually, no, Tom said he got the feedback that he sounds the same, has the same pacing, rhythm, everything. Oh, when he's doing comedy in Spanish. Yeah, English or Spanish. I thought it was really cool.
I can see, I don't see how it would change. Is that maybe because I don't speak multiple languages, but you sound the same when you speak German.
I don't know.
Give me your next thought in German. Give me your next thought about the episode in German, and I'll see if you sound the same.
Also, naja, wollte ich sagen, dass ich das wirklich toll finde, dass Bert diesen Clip so gern hat, wo man sich aufsieht und Schuhe anprobiert.
I want to jump over this table and ravage you. That was so sexy. What did you say?
Ausprobiert oder anprobiert. I think I messed up a word at the end. I was just going to say, I think it's really cool that Bert gets so much enjoyment from these little clips where somebody gets themselves ready, gets dressed.
Nice.
It's more posh in German. It sounds more posh. And Tom said that as well. You're going to sound different in a different language because there's all these things with intonation and
I thought you sounded the same. Like, yeah. But I can see how the comedy flows just the same. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I can't imagine pacing and stuff just because you're speaking a different language would change. So I didn't find it that surprising, to be honest.
I found it surprising.
So when Bert was showing him the get ready thing, showing Tom, before Tom even said, like, what did he said? I can really get into this. Like a minute before that, I go, Tom really likes this. I could tell.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you just looking at, he just stared. He's like, so you watch this? Oh, so what is he gonna do next? And then he like, it seemed like maybe he kind of wanted to do like a joke, like kind of make fun of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you really watch this? And then the dude would show a watch, and he's like, oh yeah, that's a good choice.
He seemed like he got really invested. Like, oh, he's got to do a fragrance with this. Yeah.
Well, he probably gets a lot of views because he's all tatted up and like, oh yeah, don't go with those shoes. Yeah, no, those shoes are good. You know, and he's like literally like being like one of the fans, like, oh yeah, that's good. No, that's not good.
He was picking up on all kinds of things. Oh, he said monastery. He said he's gonna do yoga today.
I don't know. I just thought that was great that Tom liked it so much. It was 180 degrees different from when he was shown ASMR.
I love it. I feel like Tom could make clips like that. I don't know if he could because he would need to infuse some humor into it or do it ironically, but if he were left to do whatever he would enjoy doing in terms of content, I feel like he could totally get dressed in the clips.
I still wonder if he ever saw your video you made for him I'm saying no. I don't think Bert showed it to him.
I don't think so.
But that was like one of my favorite videos you've ever made. The sound was perfect. Mm-hmm. The leather racing suit that you did, like
I worked on the script for a really long time.
You threw some Bert jokes in there, and then you were also like extremely sexy. Like you're, we should put it out on OnlyFans or something sooner or later, just so people see it, and rate it or something like that. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Put it on PH.
Maybe
it'll make its way to it.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. In that video of the dude getting dressed, he definitely chubbed up and moved his junk over before he started filming that, right?
Okay.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I went through the YouTube video to watch like skinny Bert gets shaved, long hair Bert.
Yeah.
I just love Bert. I wanted to see what's doing. And I meant to go back to the middle and see that guy. It's funny though, I pulled him up on TikTok as I was listening and was watching some of his.
Oh, did you?
Damian Rodriguez, watching some of his clips.
Okay. Well,
he does like
one.
Before he gets dressed. It's very satisfying.
It's very ASMR-y for sure.
Yeah.
But there's one where he's in like the boxer briefs and they're super tight. And like you could totally see his junk like off to the side and like John Hamm tight white pants style. And it's like off. I mean, if I was doing that, I 100% be like before the camera was running, I'd be like flipping it.
Get half the chub going here.
Yeah. Hey baby, talk dirty to me for a sec, and then I would seal it up and then be like, all right guys, we're putting on pants today. Oh my god, that guy's junk is huge.
They mentioned his dick as well. I don't know why I didn't go back and try to find that clip, but I'm glad you saw it.
Thank you. You know me, always searching out those dicks.
Hunting it down.
After that, they started talking about. Did you have anything more on that topic?
No, it's very boring and self-serving, but I've been making Get Dressed With Me clips for a few weeks, and I was like,
we all know you have social
media.
We get it.
God,
this is talking bears, not talking Maddy.
Maddy, you jag.
No, but go ahead. I love your get ready clips. You're kind of having them everywhere, right? On your Something's Fitting channel.
Yeah, I'm doing a little thing because I love watching them, and I was just wondering if Bert would enjoy watching women get dressed as much as watching men get dressed. I don't think, because I love watching girls get dressed. I think there might be a female, male connection on that, where you're like, oh yeah, okay. You aspire to having that watch, or you're intrigued by what they're doing trouser-wise if you're a guy.
I definitely 100% would rather watch girls get dressed. I would 100% rather shop for women's clothing, like for you. I love dressing you. I love doing all that. I have no desire to wear women's clothes. I'm not even an inkling. I don't care about like that type of shit. But I do like, I love dressing you. I hate dressing me. Like if I find a couple good outfits that I wear, like those are just like my go-to outfits. I would tend to think that a lot of guys are like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I think less guys are like that guy in the on Instagram that they were watching. Like planning out their outfit. I know Tom is, because Tom's like rich and suave, and he's kind of got this like this game going that
you're
like
pretty suave as well.
No, not like I don't call watches timepieces. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm just it's not my world. But I respect that world. I don't look at it and like I wish I was more like that, but it takes a lot of money to like really like have multiple nice outfits. You know what I mean? Like
it takes time and interest in that as well.
Most people, most dudes just like have like one or two nice pair of jeans that they always just wear. They just rotate it, and they just rotate a t-shirt and then throw on a hat and boom, they're out the door. Like choosing your outfit and like stuff like that, and keeping everything nice. Like it's a lot of effort.
Yeah, man. That's a fair assessment.
Not really me. Tom playing basketball. Let's get to that.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? I just saw the what do you call it?
I just
the
saw
promo.
it clipped. Yeah, I saw it on Instagram.
So I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but he asked Bert, were you anxious for me? or did you get anxiety or whatever? I don't want to say anxiety, but I thought the same thing. I was just like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah. Why are we doing this?
Yeah. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe he's got a different mentality now, like where he'll do things. But, we had a neighbor that tore his pec playing basketball, and he's in really good shape.
Yeah.
And like, even hearing that story, I'm like, yeah, like I'll stick to golf. And I get hurt playing golf.
It's cool.
I was like, I'm done with any running, like any physical sport.
Yeah.
I'll shoot baskets with our
Good
kids.
For you, Mr. Sight. Good for you.
I mean, so when I saw him doing that, I was like,
yeah.
Urgh.
Agreed.
Were you happy for him that he did that?
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I bet it benefited him mentally to do that, to know that he's recovered, he's capable. I'm sure there was some anxiety surrounding it, but yeah, I felt the same. I was like, oh, don't do that. You don't need to do that, man. You got a good thing going.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, what do you got written down next?
The Machine.movie.
That's what I got too. Yes. Did we buy our tickets yet?
No, but we are going to today.
Yep.
I adore how excited Bert is. He talked about having a lot of control from the studio in terms of what he wants to do with marketing. They're letting him, promote like a special live stream event to people that go opening night, opening weekend. I dig it. He's thinking way outside the box. He has really good ideas on promoting the opening of the movie like it's a set of tour dates. Like, why don't we guarantee that we have a blockbuster? I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. Anybody that gets involved with him on any business, like whatever, is just obviously smart, but they know what they're getting. They're getting a promo machine.
Yeah.
And he knows how to do it, and he's smart with it. I mean, you never feel like you're getting, when Bert promotes something to you, even when you know he's doing it, you feel like it's a friend telling you, like, this is the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? So he's the king of promotion.
For sure. Now. And for tour dates and for specials, it's funny, it's innovative, like he's doing.
Like even the dance video and things like that. Yeah. He puts a lot of effort into it. You could tell, and he's just really smart at it. So like, I don't understand how anything he wants, if he wants to make a new movie, if he wants to do this, like, and I think that's part of the reason when they were talking about Netflix, he's like, oh, my experience is so much different. Like, they didn't tell me anything. I just said what I was, but I honestly think it's because people are like, oh no, just do what you want. Just do what you do.
Literally. Promo
the shit out of it. And we're totally fine.
Yeah.
And I do think that's the reason why Netflix is like, okay, no, you're going to name it that? Yep, go ahead.
Yep. Okay, here's your date. We've already got a date for you.
Yep, here's your date. Start getting the promo stuff ready, you know what I mean? Because he's the king of it. So, I don't know. That's why I look at it.
Yeah.
You agree? Samesies. All right, let's move on. She said samesies.
I thought I was going to burp. It's like, let's not pull a Mr. Psych here, guys.
You can burp. I don't think anybody cares.
How did you feel about their relatively easy refusal of the man show?
Don't people in Hollywood say one of the hardest things to do is to turn down stuff, but it's also like one of the smartest things to do.
Yeah.
And people in their positions, well, see, at that time, it's ballsy because I think this was years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe it was when the machine was going by. I couldn't really get the timeline, but that's ballsy. Like, especially when you need money. Like,
I thought it was pre.
Yeah.
And that could have been a huge, almost ready-made audience for them.
It was very smart of Joe Rogan. And actually, I don't want to say it's very smart because who knows? It could have been good.
Yeah.
But anything that remakes when you had like they even said it, Kimmel and Corolla, they just, I mean, that was like a lightning in a bottle. They did it. It was great. And like to come back and try to redo it, there's just something about that's just weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I felt bummed when they first brought it up. I was like, man, I would have loved that because I loved the man show.
Yeah. But I mean, you literally watching Two Bears. It's the same thing without like the girls jumping. Yeah. But they could add girls jumping and Two Bears and it'd be great.
Do you guys want me to jump? I'll totally jump.
Are you volunteering to jump behind him?
Baby, do you want to move to Austin? I've got a crazy idea.
I don't like Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. That's a great reference to Gigi.
Road trip.
Yes. Yeah, I dug it. I'm impressed with them all the time, and especially when you get to see little snippets behind the scenes of what idea was floated to them, what they passed on, what could have gone differently.
Yeah.
They're so smart with their choices, and there's so much to be said for having creative control where they're doing Two Bears, One Cave on their own, what they want to do. I'm sure they make their schedules.
Yeah.
Decide how it goes down rather than getting notes from a studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
It really would be awful.
I remind you of that all the time with your job.
Yeah.
Of like, while it is very hard, like all the work you put in and the hours and the thinking about messages and content and the mind struggle that a creator has.
Yeah.
The opposite side is, especially somebody like you where you don't have sponsors, like you don't have to worry about that shit. You just produce content and you sell it.
Yeah.
And you don't have somebody like, I have some notes on this, or I have this, or like, like that. I mean, outside of me, like sometimes I'll be like, maybe.
Keep your damn notes to yourself, Mr. Psych.
So, but I mean, there's so many people that would kill for that. And just be like, I have to go in and see my passive aggressive dickhead boss constantly. I'm not saying this as myself. I'm just saying like, this is what people say.
Get criticism on this and that.
Timelines and this and that and this and like, and ethics training and the videos for sexual harassment and all this, like all this stuff you have to do to work in corporate America.
I know.
And they got to go through all that.
It would be
and you
awful.
Don't. Yeah.
The hours would be awful. Our son was just homesick for 2 days, and I don't have to make that like embarrassed 8 a.m. call to anyone like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come in. I'm working remotely today. Like, no, everything is flexible. I feel grateful for it.
That side of it is the beauty side of it. The hard side of it is the mental aspect and people calling you a whore and like that type of stuff. I mean,
well, there are some detractors. Can't have everything, Mr. Sark.
So moving on to the next thing, like I think it kind of blended in with the Bert talking about all the stuff that you can do. He might have been talking about promotion or whatever, but he talked about Peter for a quick sec. And he said, "Man, if I was Peter and he said somebody else's name. I don't know if it's his Victoria, which is his. I guess it's his social media manager." She runs all his social stuff. And
that was so interesting to me that he said that.
I wonder if those two are dating. Like I said, again, because Peter's a good looking dude and I've seen that girl's social media and she's a good looking girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I think I've seen them like talking and like backstage clips and things.
Yeah.
Too.
So you wonder if
That'd
they're
really
dating
cute.
because because we've met Peter a couple times. He's like the nicest. I can call him a kid. He's got to be like 20 years younger than me. Maybe 15
nice
younger.
And super handsome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, super handsome. Yes. Yeah. Obviously, he's a good-looking dude, and I'm like, the control that some of this younger generation has, or whatever. Like, if I was in that position at that age, so it was probably right when I got out of the military, or whatever. Like, I would be the most irresponsible, like, if I was Bert's assistant at 24, 25 or whatever, I'd be like, how much pussy can I get? Bert would be like, hey, where's my coffee? Oh, don't worry. I'm making sure none of these girls can get to you. Team Leanne.
Don't worry, Leanne.
Don't worry, Leanne. I got this. I'm keeping them all from him. And they're all coming back to my bus.
Banging all these Serbian business.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's good on Peter for not
good on Peter.
He's super professional and super. I hope he's dating that girl because that girl's a
cool.
pretty good looking girl.
I hope so too.
We could just be coming up with a scenario that's
I think we've invented something just wild.
She could be married.
Unlikely.
He could have some secret girlfriend, and we're like, they're together.
How adorable!
How adorable! They fell in love. Running Bert's life, they fell in love. What a story.
Common interest.
Yeah.
What a meet cute. Yeah, we've definitely constructed something Probably not there. But I have thought, because we've met Peter and he's been so cool and he's always with Bert, I have thought like, oh, I wonder how he would have a relationship. I wonder how he manages like traveling all the time.
Yeah,
Hopefully
like he would
he's
have
traveling with someone.
Exactly, because you would have to have a relationship with somebody that's constantly
Peter and Victoria. If it's not happening, maybe this is your sign. We're so stupid.
Oh gosh,
we always want people to be together.
I know. I love relationships.
I do too.
Yeah, relationships are cool.
We've invented many a relationship in our minds.
But it goes back to my original question. How old do you think Peter is?
I think he's like 30.
Really? I would have said
28.
Okay, I would have said 27.
30.
Yeah, I'm going 27.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
All right.
Cutie. Peter, you're a cutie. You're so super nice. I think that's all I've got, Mr. Sykes.
That's all you got for the episode?
Yeah.
A couple more things. Bert was talking about there was a screening for the movie, like with all the lawyers and stuff like that. And he said a bunch of people said, I can't believe he can act. And I don't want to say that's what I thought when I saw the preview.
Yeah.
Not that I can't believe, but I did say like, holy cow, he's like at all the clips I saw, it's like extremely good acting.
I thought
like
it,
extremely good.
Like holding his own with Mark Hamill. Like really.
It wasn't his, how do I put this? The funny parts in the movie wasn't his personality or act that he does on podcasts or his stand-up.
Yeah.
It was completely different.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a behind the scenes. It seems like what Bert would be like outside of the spotlight. Yeah. That's what it looked like. Like him
funny with his dad.
Yeah. Funny with with the blood and the throwing up and putting in the pocket. I was like, Bert's a good actor, man. I thought that was really cool.
He said to Tom, like, I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised, especially for someone who hasn't acted. Yeah.
Is there a way to see? Because you keep everything pretty private. You don't put your real name out there and stuff like that. But it'd be so cool to like buy like 50 or 100 tickets and be able to do like a giveaway or just give them to like Two Bears fans or something like that.
I don't know how you do that. Maybe like start on a Two Bears subreddit. I don't know how to do that without accidentally giving away any.
Because when you forward tickets to somebody, it goes from emails. Who knows? Maybe we'll look into that. But I think that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool. Even our son got a haircut last week and our barber friend was like, how excited are you guys for the Machine movie? I was like, so excited. Yeah. Opening weekend excited.
Yep. We had that whole week, a 5 or 6 day weekend for us. We might have talked about this before. We got 2 more things. Bert, we talked about this like in personal lives. I don't know if we put it on the podcast, but Bert talks about regretting not fucking some girls.
Yes.
Not so much.
I did want to talk about that.
Okay, yeah. I don't think it like he was saying I regret not cheating and fucking on girls when I was on the TV show, but he was just saying like if that was his phase, he worked with such hot girls.
And he said he could have leveraged his power, I think is the way he put it, which is so funny.
He's basically saying I could have Me Too'd before.
I could have just slipped
before
it
anybody
in
was getting in trouble.
It was like an issue.
Do you have? I think I might know the answer to this. Do you ever regret of not fucking somebody?
No, I don't regret not fucking anyone, but leverage your power is almost, and I shouldn't be laughing because it does sound Me Too-ish. I don't think that's the way he meant it. Leveraging your power is almost exactly how I would express it because you do have power as a woman. Yeah. You can get what you want when you want it to a certain extent. Like as a woman, I think you can go into a bar and just like be like, do you want to fuck? Okay. Yeah. I think the potential is always there in a greater way than it is for a man. I might not be expressing this properly.
No, I think I'm getting you. I want to ask you if I think, so basically are you saying there's not a specific person you regret not fucking you?
Yeah.
You regret not using your power of the pussy.
Yes. What I didn't feel until I was like 30, that I was always there to some extent, I guess. Yeah. I wish I would have realized when I was younger, like, if you just want to, you can. Like, don't wait for someone to come talk to you. Don't wait to be asked out. Because I was like painfully shy for a lot of my
okay.
life
Okay.
until
So
now.
all right. I'm kind of getting this. You were just upset that you just, when you were horny, you just didn't go and get fucked when you wanted to because you thought you'd be looked down upon or whatever.
That's the part
For
of
a second,
it.
I thought you were saying you were upset that you didn't like use your like sex to get more of what you wanted. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like,
not like that.
hey, we're going out tonight. We're going out for free. No cover, baby. And we're getting all our drinks paid for. And all I got to do.
No, getting your drinks paid for is bullcrap, I think.
But I mean, hey.
Yeah, but don't knock it. I say that, and I've gotten like how many dozens of free bottles of liquor in my life, probably.
Last thing before we go, they talked about, and this is kind of a pet peeve of mine, when all the people commented after Bert was on Rogan or something like that, and he said something about the bank crisis, and all the people, obviously it's funny. Like, you know, Tom's like, he was reading the comments like, oh, thank God, I was waiting to hear Bert's opinion on the bank financial crisis or whatever. But I have to say this, sticking up for celebrities, they have a right to say whatever the fuck they want about whatever the fuck they want. Bert's allowed to have opinion on the financial crisis. He's got more money than you, and not you, but the person commenting. He probably has more of a stake in what happens, you know, financially in this country. He's allowed to have an opinion about it, or not have an opinion about it, or do whatever the fuck he wants, you know? Like, there's some something in this world where, because it used to be, no, we look back on people that said stuff about society, like the Beatles and like Neil Young and all these people, like they're heroes now because they spoke up. Yet the celebrities we have now, when they say something, you know, albeit they can sometimes come off a little like, you know, if they're at an Oscar speech and they're telling you about like cows and like, it's like, all right, let's move on. But they're allowed to say that stuff. They worked from nothing and got themselves a platform. Like, who are we to be like, you can't say that because I disagree with you? You know,
I totally agree. They're entertainers. They're on that platform in the first place because people want to know what they have to say. You know, there are people saying stupid crap that aren't famous. Nobody cares them.
They go on YouTube and they build them up, you know? I'm like, if there's any bigger profession, or, you know, that people literally come from nothing to something, waiting tables to multimillionaires, or, you know, stage actor making $20 a week to, you know, a blockbuster, you know, actor. I mean, that's that business, you know, it's the American dream. Poor to, same with comedians, like dirt poor, traveling around the world.
Every possible open mic.
So Bert's allowed to talk about the financial crisis. He is.
He's allowed to talk about anything he wants to talk about.
So that was my like pet peeve. Like, everybody's like, why are you talking about this? Like, because he can. He's allowed to.
It's like Kim Kardashian taking meetings with the president. Like, people were like, oh, what the fuck right does she have? No, she's made herself billions of dollars. She's extremely well known. That's it right there.
Everybody thinks that they should. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a whole lot of your audience is mostly men, if I'm taking a stab in the dark. But it'd be like a girl watching you and being like, and getting all mad at you. I'm like, well, I tell you what, you can go out and buy a microphone, and you can buy all the audio equipment, and you can buy a camera, and then you can start a YouTube channel, and you can do the same thing as me. And guess what? You want to go further? Start an OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like, if you're that like mad at me, just do it. And, well, I could never do that.
If I don't deserve it, then go ahead.
Go ahead and exactly. Go ahead and do that. And when they go, well, I could never do that. My family would think this and this. Well, okay. Well, that's the stuff that you're putting on the table. You're risking people thinking you shoulder that burden.
It causes me great anxiety, but the benefit I give to my family is worth more. The flexibility and the money I'm able to make, and
plus you like
my enjoyment. I know it's like my dream job. So I'm walking a tightrope.
So let these people that are successful, they shoulder a big burden too. They're allowed to say stuff. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was a good
I'm not allowed to
episode.
say stuff, but yeah.
I thought
In a
overall
general
that was you're allowed to say whatever you want.
I'm just being stupid.
Oh. Overall, that was a a episode.
I just felt
think.
embarrassed acting like I'm like successful in some way.
You're really successful. What are you talking about?
I am.
Yeah. I mean, you're successful more than 99% of the world if you really like add in everybody, and yeah, you're in the top. You're a top 1%er. Get her.
Horrifying.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That was a good episode. Yeah.
It was also a good episode of Two Bears, One Cave. Little.
Let's start doing quick claps. I would love to watch Get Ready with me clips of you if you wanted to just like make a private TikTok that only I could see.
Only you could see? Yeah. Let's do it.
Today I'm going with one of 3 t-shirts. Which one is it?
Which one doesn't have pit stains? Baby, I need that deodorant that doesn't leave pit stains.
Where's the stain stick?
Are we using the soap that leaves the clothes smelling good?
It doesn't smell like...
Smells mildewy. All right. Let's get out of here.
Yep.
Let's get on with our day.
Yep.
That was a good episode.
Good episode.
Are we getting better at this?
A little.
If
like,
anybody made it this far, please leave a
incrementally.
comment and just say, yes, you're getting better, or no, you're not getting better. I thought that was a good episode. I thought we
We'll
recapped
keep
it.
doing it.
Yeah.
Either way, regardless, we're just going to keep pressing relentlessly on. But we really enjoy it and we want to do better.
You know what I saw on BuzzFeed? Irregardless is a word. Everybody always goes, it's regardless. You ought to say regardless. But irregardless is a word.
Yeah. Our daughter sings a song all the time that goes, irregardless, not a word.
Yeah, no, it is a word. According to BuzzFeed. One of those listicles.
Pardon me very much.
Yeah.
I stopped saying it because I thought...
Our daughter bullied you. All right. Good episode.
Good episode.
Bye.
All right. See you next week. Bye.
Sing your going out song.
Bye. Mr. Psych and Maddy, Mr. Psych, da 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 da, and he's not a fatty. I don't know.
I am.
We're working on the rhyme.
All right. Bye.
Bye.